I'm doing a tarot reading just as a kind of follow-up to this month. It's been a really powerful one with the Sagittarius full moon we had. And there's been a lot of transmuting of old patterns, dense energies, and I feel there's been a reclaiming of our authentic power, and it's been a really transformative month overall so far, and I think it's going to continue in that theme through Cancer season. So with that being said, let's get started. I'm really excited to be doing another video. Thank you for watching the last one, and I apologize that I'm not more tech savvy. I'm hoping that I can get a little better with editing as I go on with this. So thank you for sticking with me. That card needs to come out. Okay. This is a great start. We've got the High Priestess. This is the Yoshi Yoshitani deck that I'm using, by the way. It's a beautiful deck. Really powerful card. I have so much I want to get into on that, but let's get a follow-up first. I guess as I shuffle, I'll speak a little bit about her. She is the keeper of hidden and esoteric knowledge. There's a kind of occult knowledge that comes with veils and secrets. It is hidden from the collective unconscious asleep masses. She does not reveal herself to those who are not ready to receive her wisdom, to hold her in sacred acknowledgement. There's a kind of deep hidden beauty and revelation that comes with this card. She's this divine, feminine, powerful high priestess. I mean, it's self-explanatory. She is holy. She's the sacred whore, the holy whore. She's the maiden mother and crone. There's so much power in this card. It's such a reclaiming of feminine energy and a balancing of the divine feminine in our lives. She definitely holds the keys to both compassion and power and unity and diversity. She is the balance, the yin and yang. Having trouble getting another card, you guys. Just gonna really shuffle here. Woof. There's a lot that wants to be said. I hope you can hear me all right with this audio. It's really a learning curve for me to film myself doing this. So thank you again for your patience. Okay, let's flip the deck. So we got the Hanged Man. Another major arcana card. Let's look at the bottom here. And we have the moon. Okay, I think that's our spread. So I'm gonna go off these three cards together. Wow. This is really exciting. So it's just the divine feminine is really making a statement with these cards. I think this pertains to the divine feminine in who's watching this right now. This pertains to no matter your gender, we have both divine feminine and masculine, so this pertains to the feminine energy inside of you. And it is wanting to be brought to the surface. The High Priestess, I think we even see like a moon in this card, so I really think this has to do with what some of you have experienced around the 14th of this month. There has been a radical shift inside of you, even if you don't follow astrology or you don't follow the moon cycles and phases. This card, it's clear that what happened to you this month was very powerful and has made you aware of the effect of the lunar energy on our everyday lives because it was so undeniable for you this month. And something was revealed to you. It was a kind of reckoning with a part of yourself that is calling for integration, calling for expression. I think it's very hard for us to know how to navigate and embody the more wild, primal, sensual, creative, playful nature of ourselves, and the High Priestess is someone who ties in that energy really well. So you're coming to terms with an aspect of yourself that has really been awakened this lunar cycle, and it's really exciting, it's really powerful. There's so much to be discovered with the High Priestess card. I almost can't even put words to her because of how powerful she is. It wouldn't be doing her justice for me to try and explain to you the full spectrum of her influence and energy and her capabilities and skills that she brings to this reading. It's like I can only tell you what I can't tell you, which is the paradox of the High Priestess. So it's so exciting to pull this card. She's like my favorite card in the deck. And for some of you, this is a huge turning point. There's an unknown. There's an empty space. There is an unconscious vortex of potentiality, and you're tapping into it. Whether or not you identify as a psychic, as a healer, as someone who even just relates to the idea of energy, you are undeniably tapping into something really big here. And since the full moon, there's no going back. You are on this path of whether you want to call it spiritual awakening, whether you want to call it the pursuit of esoteric knowledge, or the embodiment of your duality coming into non-duality, into unity. Whatever your path is, even if it's just externally, you want a more aligned life that feels like your authentic self, that doesn't drain you, that doesn't take away your power, that gives you something that isn't just a series of chronological losses and gains and losses and gains. She is the answer that you're looking for that. You're no longer on the wheel of fortune of just karmic hamster wheel cycles of things happening to you. You're reclaiming what it is to be a human on this earth. And that could be in regards to your career, your love life, your family, your friendships, or just as an individual looking inside of yourself, and that phrase, know thyself, really comes to mind. A lot of divine will here. You're being blessed in your pursuits, whatever it is that you're putting your energy towards lately. It is in accordance with divine will. And whatever you believe, you're being blessed on your journey is essentially the message there. So the Hanged Man, there's been a pause. You're suspended. There's all this new knowledge that you've gotten from the moon, and you don't know how to apply it yet. And it's likely within divine timing that you are not to be applying it at this moment. This is not an auspicious time to make really concrete shifts, because you don't have all the information and pieces to the puzzle that you need to integrate this information, to integrate this download, to embody what the High Priestess has revealed to you about yourself. This is a really natural ebb and flow of a spiritual journey. So it seems that whatever you're dealing with, it seems like there's resistance, there's obstacles, there's the disconnect of your inside transformation is not yet matching your outside. As someone who is dealing with that integration and balancing on a daily basis, I know exactly what that feels like. This card is a really strong indicator of just what a struggle it can be to walk the line of a spiritual path in a very scarcity and fear-driven capitalistic society. It's really hard for us to tune into our naturally abundant and safe, secure, loving, powerful natures when we live in the world that we do. So with the Hanged Man, give yourself a lot of compassion, give yourself a lot of grace, because if this was easy, we would have figured it out and have moved past it by now. But this is a collective issue. This is something that you could have all this treasure inside of you and all this light, and sometimes it just kind of like doesn't come out the way you want it. There's a word vomit. You're probably isolated, but she's smiling here, so I don't know if you can see, but there's kind of a peace here in this card. It seems like there's an acknowledgement that this is part of the initiation of the High Priestess, is being able to sit in the discomfort of not being able to fully embody, express, and have a life that's aligned with your internal landscape. And I think that's the beauty of what this spread is telling me. In this moment, you're suspended and you're at peace about it, because what the High Priestess has given you is faith. It's faith that you are on this journey, and it is so divinely orchestrated, protected, and guided. I'm so excited for you. The Hanged Man is just a really well. So with the moon, third card here. This is the story of Princess Kaguya, by the way. It's a Japanese fairy tale about this soul who gets implanted in a bamboo and is raised as a human, and turns out she's Princess of the Moon, and everything she went through on her life on Earth was to prepare her to be lunar royalty. And so the joys, the pleasures, this pain and suffering have an accumulation and create the perfect recipe for, I think of like the 7 steps of alchemy, or the process of the butterfly. And there's butterfly who goes into a cocoon, and there's a melting, there's a disintegration, a death that ultimately rebuilds and creates room for the cells of the butterfly to become manifest and to complete its cycle of potentiality. So this is just like a really powerful thread. I think this card, the moon, has a lot to do with why you're in suspension right now is going to be revealed to you this coming new moon. And the new moon marks new beginnings. It marks releasing, introspection, meditation, cleansing, detoxing. So you're going to end the Hanged Man cycle around the time of the new moon, and your esoteric knowledge and downloads that you've gained from the High Priestess will be able to make their full expression and culminate in their full potentiality around this time. And it's interesting, in this card there's like closed rosebuds, so there's kind of like a sleeping state, a rest, and then she's got like the full blooming lotuses under her in this card. And the lotus itself is such a perfect metaphor for like the journey of the Buddha, how you are in the mud and all this dense, dark, heavy, murky difficulty. It's that compressed pressure that creates the perfect environment for the lotus to reach above the water and spread its petals and open into this beautiful flower. And I think planet Earth and all her beauty shows us all the time the different ways in which a difficult situation can be the perfect ingredients for your evolution, for your growth, for your journey, for your healing, for your manifestation of your ideal life, or your culmination of all your gifts that you will share with the world. This has been such a beautiful reading. Before I sign off here, I just want to read a little bit about the High Priestess and which story she represents. illustration is Scheherazade. It's a Arabic folk tale. So yeah, it's definitely about the subconscious. You are going inward, and there's mystery, there's intuition, there's just so much about this spread that I feel like the more I talk, the more I'm just like trailing off right now. But the energy is really exciting. I think this is such a momentous time for the divine feminine to just reveal herself in all her dirty, gritty, sensual glory, and to really play with this energy. It can be kind of easy to get a little too serious with the Hanged Man, so I just ask that you remind yourself that this is fun. This is a time to explore and really just realize that these are all gifts that are being given to you, and really trust that. Have faith is what this spread is telling me to tell you. Faith is different than hope. Hope is ignoring our present circumstances so that we can trail off into a fantasy land of what we want to happen in the future. And faith is more, you make the connection that whatever difficulties you're facing in this present moment is part of the whole of the culmination of what is ultimately going to serve you in the end, and that it's connected to the thing that you're chasing after. So thank you so much. Have a blessed day. I'm sending you all the light and love. This June has been incredible and turbulent, and I hope that you continue to take care of yourself. Make that a priority. Make creating space a priority. Make time for yourself in the quiet and the still and the spacious and the unassuming and the darkness. If it's just staring at the sky, the night sky, by yourself with a cup of tea before going to bed, if it's making art, if it's meditating, if it's just going on a walk in nature, make sure that you're putting aside that time for yourself, because it is ultimately what's important for you at this time. So thank you guys. Have a great day. Bye. Love you.